Now, in other matters, the Ministry of Education's directive requiring boarding schools to admit at least 10% of the total students as day scholars starting January of next year has sparked mixed reactions among education stakeholders. Although the policy is intended to ease congestion in boarding institutions and support the full rollout of the competency-based curriculum at the senior secondary level, some stakeholders have expressed reservations about this, arguing that the shift may present significant implementation challenges and compromise security within the schools, as well as disrupting consistent delivery of curriculum across all learning spaces. Our Education Affairs reporter, Andrin Kilemi, has the details on this story.
A new dawn is breaking in the education sector ahead of the Grade 10 transition in January next year. In the latest directive by the Ministry of Education, all boarding schools will be required to admit at least 10% of their students as day scholars. What this means is that boarders will share the same compound with day scholars. This, according to the Ministry of Education, will ease congestion in boarding schools and pave way for the full implementation of the competency-based curriculum at the senior school level. In the operational guidelines for day wings in boarding schools, all boarding schools will have a day wing that will take at least 10% as day scholars. Learners will join schools of preference by selecting the day wing option during the selection process. Admission shall be based on merit and ability to commute. Parents or guardians of day wing learners will meet the cost of meals when in school. School uniforms shall be the same for all students in the school, and schools will manage the entry and exit of these learners daily. But as the clock ticks toward the implementation, concerns are emerging, among them security and logistical challenges that may arise from having boarders and day scholars sharing the same facility.
Students coming from home daily, coming to mix with those boarders, expected that they'll be carrying illegal things from home to school. For example, it's hard to control students who will be carrying phones to school because in as much as you frisk at the gate, they will always find ways of sneaking them in. They will be carrying illegal foodstuffs that's not accepted in school. They even can carry drugs and alcohol to school.
Education experts also warn that the hybrid system could complicate curriculum delivery, especially where learners have different access to resources and study environments.
When you bring them together, you'll find that even in terms of discipline, they require different levels of handling their discipline. And they also require different levels of treatment in terms of even giving them assignment and all those kind of things, and who has enough time and who doesn't get the same advantage of the time.
The Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers, KUPPET, however, has welcomed the policy, calling it a practical move in addressing the ballooning cost of education.
We must now share responsibility. Our education system has become so expensive simply because of insisting that schools must operate as boarding schools. Education can be managed if the schools which are known to be for specific persons and propagating exclusion are opened to all the learners of this country.
As schools brace for this transition, focus now shifts to how institutions will strike a balance between access, safety, and academic integrity in this new learning setup. Andrin Kilemi, TV 47.